Chào mừng quý vị và các bạn đến với chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh trên kênh truyền hình FBNC. Và trong chương trình ngày hôm nay, chúng ta sẽ cùng tìm hiểu về công việc kinh doanh trong lĩnh vực phân khúc khách sạn 5 sao. Mời quý vị cùng gặp gỡ với khách mời của chúng ta trong chương trình ngày hôm nay, ông Zayne Boon, là tổng quản lý của khách sạn Pullman Saigon Center. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. How are you?
Very good indeed.
So, what was the reason that you moved from Bangkok to Vietnam?
Well, I mean, Asia is one of the fastest growing areas for Accor, and certainly Vietnam is on our radar. And so it's an opportunity for me, having worked in the growth in Australia and New Zealand, and certainly the growth that's happening in Thailand. I saw it as a great opportunity to join in and help the company out with regards to that growth. And it certainly is an exciting place to be.
You moved from Novotel in Bangkok, I believe,
That's right.
to Pullman Saigon Center, which is completely different strategy.
Yes.
Could you talk about the differences?
Well, I mean, Novotel Bangkok Impact is based at the conference centre in Bangkok, 140,000 square metres. And we found that that strategy is quite different because obviously you're dealing with a lot of conferencing and close to Don Mueang Airport. Whereas Pullman is obviously a city CBD property, a five-star contemporary brand. Its whole design is about making lifestyle accommodation easier and making that whole business leisure experience something quite unique.
So Pullman Saigon, I believe, just officially established at the beginning of 2014, and you've been here only about 4 months.
That's right.
So could you give us some of the most recent updates about what's going on right now?
Yeah, well, it's a market that's very dynamic. I'm finding that Saigon is one of those places where you have expansion going on all the time. There's new hotels being built, there's new buildings being built, and they certainly present opportunities not only for us as hoteliers, but also for guests and customers to experience different things. And so for me, the Pullman brand has got to be something that stands out from the competition. And I think that certainly what we've delivered in the building style is definitely a standout aspect. It epitomises what Pullman brand is about in this particular area of the world. So much so that Pullman has relocated its whole marketing strategies to Singapore as a representation of the fact that Asia is one of the fastest growing expansions for the brand. And I think that you'll find that that brand will continue to grow quite quickly. And in fact, we've got 3 brands here, 3 Pullmans here in Vietnam already. And the hotel that we've developed is a good, not replication, but certainly a good aspect and good example of that particular brand.
But how tough is the market, though?
Oh, look, all markets are tough, no matter where you go. And you know, when things happen, as occasionally we get these challenges across the hospitality industry, I experienced that in Thailand. That makes the market even more competitive and probably tougher there. But if you've got a strong brand and you've got you know, a good support around you as far as access to booking engines and etc., which Accor has, then that competitiveness is somewhat eased off a little bit. But still, it's a great time. Honestly, it's a great time for guests to come out and experience different things.
You were saying one of the things that make you stand out is the combinations of business and leisure.
Yes.
Could you kind of explain a little bit more details on how the customer expect from leisure activities, because they're all businessmen, right? But what kind of combination out there? Yeah,
look, everybody these days is carrying multiple devices. You know, it's gone are the days where you would go plug your laptop in, and I remember when you used to have unplug the phone and actually plug it into the phone and dial up and work at snail speed. But everybody's carrying different devices, so it's important. And what that means is to the businessman is that they're connected either to work or they're connected to home. And you need to be able to have that ability to be able to switch quite regularly from those areas. I know that when, for example, I'm walking down the street on a weekend, you're carrying your smartphone, and what you're doing is you may be looking for a map to get around, etc., etc. So that is part of it. That connectivity, that ability to be able to connect to the internet, ability to be able to connect to your television and get that information quickly. You can actually transfer information between your iPad to your television with our systems. So that's one aspect of it. But it's not just about that.
Okay.
It's about being able to have meals when you want them, being able to order easily. If you want one-stop shop, which happens on your phone or whatever, you want to also be able to do that also in your room. So being able to pick up the phone and talk to one person to get things resolved, to get your room service order. So there's that personalised aspect. So once again, you've got someone who's looking after you from the business and the leisure side of things. As well.
I'm just curious, how do businessmen pick their hotel? I mean, would they stay loyal to a particular brand, or they switch as many times, or depends on the locations? How is it?
Well, I think location at times is probably the number one thing that people are picking. The other thing too is we've got an extensive loyalty program called Le Club.
Okay.
And so we encourage people to join that. And that is something that people are taking on board quickly, and it's one of the fastest growing loyalty clubs in the world. And that gives people an opportunity to earn points, and therefore I think that's what's also attractive, is being able to utilise that for if you're having business trips regularly, then obviously gaining points to be able to take the family away to an Accor hotel is an attractive side of it as well.
Sure. But for a brand that established in the markets a little bit later compared to other brands, I mean, what is some of the strategy in the beginning?
Well, first of all, we've got to get people used to the brand. Okay, so we've got to make sure that people are coming to experience what we're doing. So we have a strategy that obviously entails not only what we do on our own website, but also on online booking search engines, so that we are number one in people's minds when it comes to booking and making accommodation bookings. So I think that you'll find that that's an important aspect of our strategy as well, making sure that we are top of mind, and it'll be through advertising, it'll be through marketing, it'll be all those type of things that we do, and getting our message out.
Sure, I'll get back to that after a short break. Thank you so much for sharing. Thưa quý vị, vừa rồi là những chia sẻ của ông Zayne Boon, là tổng quản lý của khách sạn Pullman Saigon Center. Quý vị có thể xem lại chương trình trên website fbnc.vn hoặc là facebook.com/đồng tiền thông minh. Chúng tôi sẽ còn quay trở lại sau ít phút nữa với phần 2.